Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Bill MacDonald. I reside at 28 Valley View Drive in West Coxsackie. I also happen to be a planning board member. And I would like to address the board this evening about a concern that I was recently made aware of, where the town supervisor has accessed all employees' records, bypassing any regulations that were required to obtain those records. I had subsequently made a complaint with the state police, and the state police had gotten back to me to indicate that they spoke to the town supervisor, who admitted taking all 25 employees' records from the building at the direction of the town highway superintendent. I'd like to know what actions the board has taken since they learned about this, and what legal actions they intend to be taking in the near future about. And I apologize, I have to work tonight, so I can't stay late to spend too much time on this, but I would like it addressed. Will there be any?
Alan wants to respond.
Oh, I think this gentleman wants to know if he'll get any answers tonight.
I did phase it in a question, so I
No,
would
I
anticipate an
understand
answer.
that, and it's a public comment period. I've been advised not to say anything during the public comment period. So, thank you for your concern.
Could you address the residents' concerns at some point during the meeting?
I also think that it's only fair that if there was a breach of information that belonged to particular individuals, that at some point the board should notify the members that in fact there was a breach. I have not received any specific information from in an official capacity from the town, which I believe is also wrong. If there's any sort of breach, it should be addressed. Not just here in a public forum, but also to the actual individuals who have been affected. And I, to date, have not received any official response from the town, which is completely wrong. So hopefully you can address it sooner than later.
Okay, thank you. Alan? Okay.
Rob vanEtten, Swan Hill Road. No surprise, up here addressing the same thing Bill just addressed. Some time ago, we don't even know when, files, confidential files, town employees were removed from a secure location. And it's been weeks. People still weren't notified that this happened. I talked to some people, employees, that, well, they're finding out just now. But I think we really deserve some answers. Like, where were the files taken to? Did they sit on somebody's kitchen table? Or were they secured? I mean, this is serious. How long were they gone? We don't know that. Who had access to them when they were gone? Was there copies made, pictures taken? Big question, why were they taken? All of them. I believe the current employees, I don't know about any retired employees, whether their information was taken too. Was anything removed from the files? These are all things that employees really deserve to know. And also, will this kind of action be happening again? This is very inconsiderate to employees of this town. This is confidential information. And it's been weeks. People weren't even notified of it, much less any answers. And there's been some people that say this should have been handled quietly. Well, this is serious. And I keep hearing this word transparency. Sorry, I'm not staying here. So I appreciate your time. I do hope this matter will get some serious consideration. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. Alan?
Are you getting comment? Yeah. Alan Van Warlen, Town Highway Superintendent. I just want to make the record clear. My name was mentioned. I had nothing, zero to do with this. So my name needs to be cleared.
Thank you.
My name is Harold Batman. I'm a resident of the Town of New Baltimore. Just a couple prefatory remarks on some of the comments that were made before. Mr. Fowler, there's a clear distinction to be made between obsolete and in need of update. The previous town board had a functional website. It functioned well. I used it many times. If it needed update, granted. However, it was not obsolete. As a matter of fact, the current website does not provide all of the information that the former website did. And as a matter of fact, I had to contact the clerk's office today to get information I needed that was already on the last website under the previous administration. Second comment would be, let's drop the slurs and the intimations about the former administration of this municipality. They did their job. They did their job to the best of their ability. Occasionally, they had occasion to answer to me and to other residents. However, we move forward. We don't look back and start poking fingers at the previous administration. So let's just be mature adults and move forward here and do what you have to do in a proper manner. As to the comments on the park, I presume that all of the alleged juvenile offenders have parents. So let's look at the parents and perhaps we can forego the signing. I'd like to address the problem that that Mr. McCullough addressed and Mr. vanEtten. I'd like to point out that I served upon every one of the members of this town board a clear email outlining the laws and the requirements of this town board to assure the confidentiality of personal information. The town clerk statutorily, under several statutes, is clearly the town records management officer and the public information officer, as well as being the records access officer and records management officer. These are statutorily established. Furthermore, town law power section 30 states that the town clerk is the sole, well, my word, the sole custodian of town, all town records. No one on this town board has the authority, statutory, moral, or otherwise, to access the sanctity of the town clerk's office, to violate the sanctity of that office, to gain access to the records room without the knowledge and approval and authorization of the town clerk. She is the sole town officer with the authority to handle town records. If you need something, you go through the town clerk or through her deputies. Taking advantage, scurrilously taking advantage of her absence to unlawfully and illicitly access confidential and private information of town employees is absolutely unacceptable. This is a matter for the State Comptroller's Office and the Department of State, as well as the law enforcement agencies in this county and state. So, a number of state and federal statutes protect personal information. Public Officers Law, the FOIL, has very specific language relating to what can and cannot be disclosed. The Open Meetings Law, Public Officers Law, Article 7, establishes the concept of the executive session, in which, if any confidential or quasi-personal information is to be discussed, it's to be done in private.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Vadney.
Oh, there is a time limit now?
3 minutes.
Oh, 3 minutes? Does it apply to everyone? The law says it must. My question to you is, what authority did you act on? And it will come out. Who was responsible for this? Who authorized it? For what purpose? How long these records were taken, that the records were taken out of the premises of the records room? That's a fact. Where were they taken? Who maintained possession of the records? For what purpose were they taken? Every single one of them is a violation of one or several state and federal statutes. Now, you have some questions to answer, and they'll be either answered to the public or they'll be answered in an investigation and under deposition. Thank you.
Thank you.